Yoski. So, man, as you see by the title, bro, I want to talk about humility. Um, as I was writing down, about my day, talking to God or whatever like that. Humility just kind of hit me. Um, Humility, if you don't know, it just simply means actively being humble. And I find, that shit, it really be something that you get tested on every day. And, we don't talk about it as much as we should. Because I find, that in every situation you go through, your humility get tested in some way, shape, or form. One of the biggest and easiest ways that I found humility within myself and kind of tested how much I really had was simply kind of just taking a step back and looking at how I've responded to situations in the past. I feel like I kind of been humble to an extent in my life, and I always been the type to kind of talk people and help them understand and overstand what a situation is, what's really happening. When my friend may come to me about a situation, somebody may be wanting to do this or do that, or they feel like somebody's playing with them or whatever the case like that, bro. And I just kind of always had this of being able to like, yeah, that's right, bro, but really bigger picture wise. Yeah, you might feel played, but really, is this really worth it? Whatever you're going through, do you see what this person is really trying to do, what they're trying to get out you? And I had that, like I said, but it's easier to do it to somebody else than to do it to your own, situation when you going through something or whatever like that. So, like I said, I stepped back and I just started to think about, my own personal situations, things that I may have went through. I was like, and I was just like, man, I find when I'm at my lowest or days that I'm not, on all cylinders, vibrating and, having good days, I'm the most humble for some reason. Like, I see stuff for what it truly is. My eyes get opened more. Whenever I'm down or whenever I feel like, man, this wasn't a good day for me, I'm the most humble. Like, okay, let me step back and realize what's going on. And, the times that I was the most challenging, or the times that it was the most challenging for me to, show my humility is whenever I'm at my highest, whenever I'm getting everything I want, whenever I'm having my way, you could say, man. Or whenever, it's just been something good for me. I kind of lean towards more towards this is happening because of me instead of this is happening for me. You know what I mean? And as I started thinking, I'm like, man, I think it's not just me. I think it's easier for us as humans whenever we going through something to kind of look for what was wrong. Why did it go this way? But as soon as it goes right, it was all me, and we take more of the credit. And I started to understand, like, as I started, growing my relationship more with the Most High, like, giving stuff more to Him, realizing, like, it never was me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the biggest things. We get tested whenever we're at our highest. So when I do find myself vibrating on those high cylinders and, I'm having in my highs and in the higher version of myself, whatever the case, I'm like, okay, cool, I got to remember, though, this not me. This not my doing. I've contributed parts of me, and I've contributed myself spiritually to this, but at the end of the day, it's all because of something else. And it don't even have to be who I believe in, bro. It could be whoever. You could have faith in a rock. I always say that. As long as you're giving and understanding that your spirit and your energy, it comes and it goes, and when it goes, it has to go somewhere. When it comes, it has to come from somewhere. where it's coming from and where it's going to is something that's out of your control. It has to be something else that is drawing this energy and giving this to you to feel this way. And so I say that to say, just whenever you at your highest, man, whenever you feeling like you're untouchable, man, just remember how you felt when you're at your lowest. That's the biggest thing. And it takes more action than you realize. Like I said, I've always been kind of like a humble nigga, like, man, bro, come on, bro, like, no, talking to people, like, man, nah, bro, that's not what that is, man. Like, yeah, like, I understand you going through that, man, but listen, this really what that is. So I understand this person trying to get you to act this way, this person saying this, that, and the third to you, that you look this way to this group of people, man. At the end of the day, that don't matter. I always had that, been able to tell and talk to people and may help them see. You feel what I'm saying? But when it's me, not in them situations of fighting and that's lower. That's when you're at your lower version. But whenever I'm at the highest, whenever I'm doing the best, whenever everything coming to me how it's supposed to come, how I drew it up, I do something that happened exactly how I drew it up. You know? I realized, man, like, remember how you felt when you was down and you felt like the reason it didn't go how you thought it was because of how you was acting, or how you didn't give it up to somebody, or how you were supposed to see something you didn't, is what you need to do now. And what I started to realize is, like, you know, humility can be found in every situation you go through, bro. I remember I was dealing with this chick, and when she'd get upset at me, she'd be like, oh, you the type of dude that do this, you do that, you do that. You the type of dude, I hate dudes that do this, that, and the third. And I was like, man, I found your problem. You don't know how to humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? I've never sat on the phone and once told you how you need to do this, you need to do that. You the type of girl that do this, you the type of girl that do that. But every time you get upset with me, and it could be something that we just clowning about. If she get upset, that's the first thing she pulling. And I'm like, she like, man, nobody ever told me that in my life. I need to humble myself. I'm the most humble person ever. I'm the most humble person ever. You know, the first person that say I'm the most this, that, whatever, ever, you already like, psh, come on, man. Like, that's not, you're not even being humble by saying that, bro. But I say that to say how you can test your humility and how you can find it in every situation is through those situations where you into it with somebody, where a situation where you don't agree with somebody, where you feel a way about something, whenever something you want to go away isn't going your way, that's whenever your humility is found right there. That's how you test it. I said this in my video. I said, whenever I ask God for something, he don't just give it to me. It's not, whenever I ask the Most High for something, he don't just gift wrap it and hand it to me. Here it is. No, what he gonna do is he throw you in a situation. Okay, cool. You want to be humble? I'm going to throw you in a situation to see if you're going to be humble. Test your humbleness. And if you act in a humble way, then you're going to gain more humility from it. Follow what I'm saying? I asked God to make me a better basketball player. I'm going to go play more games, and I'm going to use the skills I've been learning in practice because I want to become this better player. He's not going to just give me the skill. No, he's going to give me more practices, give me the games to try what I've learned in practice and attempt the moves I tried in practice. And in a result, I get better from it. You can relate it to anything. So with situations like this, bro, when you getting into it with somebody, friends, family, cousins, uncles, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, bro, whenever you into it with them is when that humility is getting tested, because it's logic over feelings. The way you feel will stop you from being humble in the situation. How you feel about what's going on, it could stop you from being humble in the situation. If I feel a certain way strongly about whatever we arguing about, none of your logic means anything. None of your logic means anything, right? But see, the humble person, how you test that humility is you have to look at it in a logical way. You have to draw back from how you feel about what's going on and sit back and analyze it. Like, okay, cool. You saying that you feel X, Y, and Z about something. I feel Z, Y, X about something. let me just look at it from the XYZ point of view and genuinely look at it. You know, a lot of people say, whenever you're in an argument with somebody, you never see it from my point. You never see it from my point. They telling you. The person is telling you what they want and what needs to happen in the situation. It don't mean you have to agree at all. But at least you'll take your step back and be like, damn, okay, if I was you and I felt XYZ about a way, I would be upset at me too for not seeing it this way. And I would be screaming, yelling the same thing the person will be doing at you because you're not seeing it my way. Even though you might not in your heart believe it's true, you can understand if the roles are reversed, the same way you believe what you is true is the same way that person believes what they say is true. And with that, I started to realize, like, it's really not no real wrong or right answers when you arguing, man. Like, whenever you're into it with somebody or you in these types of situations like these, it's never no right or wrong answer. Like, that's why I don't argue. That's why I don't argue. If you feel a way about me, we gonna talk. I'm gonna try my best to look at your perspective. You know, I'm gonna say, okay, I agree or don't agree, but I see where you're coming from. And I find that's where you find that humbleness at. And it's hard. It gets harder and harder whenever you in situations you're more passionate about. Is something about a relationship that you care about, whether it's with a significant other, parent, you know, sibling, whatever. And it just come with time. It come with more and more of those arguments. Like practice. They practice. You practicing on your humility like that. So, you know, I say that to say, man, like, that's really something that kind of just hit my mind as I was, you know, writing and just speaking with the Most High. You simply keep it because you actively working towards it in everything you do. You find it in every situation, man. You know what I mean? It could be something small, and it just it's a lifetime skill that you're working on, and you know you get sharper and sharper as time goes, and with the more humility you develop, I find the more at peace and peace of mind you have within yourself, and that worried feeling you have inside your head, and that I don't know what's next feeling you get, and I don't know what to do feeling, and I feel lost feeling. It erases a lot of that. Don't go away, because that's just one thing, you know. And humility allows you to build that confidence about yourself too. With humility and confidence, I think you can conquer the depths through him. Anything is possible. So, yeah, it's that.
I'm so different, built from different clothes. Look my pendant, it got different glisten, it's a different coast. Why would I lose to a privileged nigga? That's a different load. This ambition ain't come from me winning, I came up from lows.